Hello and welcome back to Planescape Torment Enhanced Edition. Me, Bardon, Mort, Dakon, the Nameless One, and wherever the hell is growing on his arm at the moment. So I took the opportunity to rest a few times until Dakon got himself back up to full health. So before we head out here, there's something that I wanted to do, and that's to look at this finger bone that we got from who was it? The guy who bid us. Oh, I can't remember his name, but you know who I'm talking about anyway. The guy that we let basically chew on our arm. This is a decayed and nearly meatless finger bone from a humanoid of roughly your size. There's still some sort of odd ring on the finger. It is an intricate thing sculpted with dozens of tiny ornate flanges and decorative protrusions. Oddly enough, it seems firmly rooted to the finger, and no amount of pulling or prying will budge the thing, almost as if the ring's jagged edges have dug into the lifeless finger itself and refused to release it. Well, let's use it. This is a well decayed and nearly... Okay, we've already read that. Let's pull the ring from the finger. Try as you might, you cannot remove the ring. It's almost as if the ring's shape, edges, sharp edges, we've already done that. Remove your own finger, replace it with the finger bone. Do I really want to do that? Well, let's see what happens. You place the ring finger of your left hand into your mouth, close your eyes, take a deep breath, and bite down as hard as you can. There's a sickening crunch as you are overcome with the taste and smell of blood. You spit the bloody finger out and place the rotted ring-laden finger bone against the gushing stump. Continue. At first, nothing happens, and you are horrified at the thought of what you've just done. Suddenly, though, you feel a strange tingling sensation as bones fuse and tendons re-knit. In moments, the rotting finger bone has become a living part of your body. Though it still throbs painfully, the jagged ring suddenly loosens and slips off into the palm of your hand. Okay, so now we got a ring. Better not just be a bloody bronze ring though. So where is the ring? Ah, there. Memphis biting ring. Okay, that's interesting. Mempha was a mage, obsessed with the possibility of having her magic items lost or burgled while she was asleep or otherwise incapacitated. While the vast majority of her carried possessions were inseparable from her corpse and thus buried with her, some of her weaker items, early experiments perhaps, were left behind and remain in the world of the living. Memphis' biting ring, whose powerful aura protects its bearer from bodily harm, is one such item. However, once placed upon one's finger, the ring bites down and holds on so tenaciously that it's nigh impossible to remove it from the bitten digit. Okay. Okay, so do we then put this... Who do we put it on? Let's put it on Dakon. What's this for them? This small round stone is the unbroken circle of Zertamon. The unbroken circle is a Zert, religious text containing teachings of Zertamon, the founder of the Githzerai people. The circle is made up of a series of interlocking circles that fold out from one another, depending on which branch the reader wishes to follow in the path of teaching. It is said that some Zerts spend years poring over the combination of the plates, looking for new significance in the teachings. Dakon seems to use the text as a means of focusing his spell-casting abilities, for he pores over the tablet occasionally, memorizing the words. Okay, let's use it. Okay, we've already done that. Let's leave the stone alone. Okay, so he needs something else to be able to do that, I guess. Now, Nameless One. Oh, look, from biting our finger.
I won't fail you again, I swear.
Yeah, thanks for that, Mort. Okay, let's give this to you. Okay. And then let's equip this. Now, the item is cursed, which means that he won't be able to take that off now. That's okay. Now, okay, so I think that's all we need to do there. Let's get ourselves out.
All right.
Luckily, it's daytime. Let's head over here. I'm looking for the guy that sent us to find Craddock, and there he is. Okay. Bane Descender. You see Bane Descender. As you approach, he looks at you hopefully. Were you successful in finding Craddock, good sir? Yes, and I pass along your message, although it didn't seem to please him any.
Updated my journal.
Bane doesn't seem to have heard any word after yes, for he smiles and heaves a sigh of relief. Good fortune indeed. Thank you, good sir, thank you. He reaches into his robe and pulls forth a handful of coppers, which he counts out and hands to you. 30 commons for delivering a message, eh? Fair enough. Oh, more than fair, good sir. More than fair. I can say without hesitation that there is no finer profession in all of Sigil than that of running for the House of Senders. I'll keep that in mind. Farewell, Bane. Okay, so that's nice. Some experience and some money as well. Okay, so we need to head, head back to Ragpicker Square, which I'm hoping is off here. Let me check the map, remind myself. To Ragpicker Square, yeah. Okay, so let's get ourselves over there. Let's leave those guys. Or hope they leave us, more accurately. Okay, back to Ragpicker Square. So we need first to talk to Nod, and then we'll talk to Old Mebeth. So Nod is normally down here. Yep, there we are. Someone comes to speak to Nod. Speak to Nod, aye? He suddenly breaks into a fit of hacking coughs, then nods to himself. I spoke to your sister, Amaris. You did? Not so happy he is. How's Nod's sister? Tell him of Amaris. Tell Nod, please. His excitement sets off a long series of hacking coughs. When he can finally speak again, he asks, Is Nod's sister still pretty? So pretty? So should we lie to save his feeling? I don't think so, because he's feeling ashamed of being a collector, and she's not ashamed really of being a prostitute. So why should we hide it if she doesn't feel like hiding it? Well, she's more of a pickpocket, I guess. He says a prostitute, but she's more of a pickpocket, really. Yes, she is. She's a prostitute now in the hive. She's doing well and is worried for you. Not so pleased to know his sister is all right. He looks as if he's going to cry for a moment and swallows hard. Anything more, she said for a nod to hers. Yes, she wanted you to have these copper commons. She will also visit you as soon as she can find the time. So it's lucky we didn't tell him that she was a servant, because then we'd have to tell her that we told him a lie, and then maybe she wouldn't be happy about that. But
updated my journal.
Nod's head stops nodding abruptly, and his jaw drops as you hand him the 100 coins. Beneath the dirty brown hood, his eyes gleam with joy. Such wonderful news it is. Good, wonderful news. Aye. Nod thanks ye, and thanks ye again. And thanks to you 1,000 times more. Aye. Glad I could help. Farewell, Nod. Okay, that was nice. We actually did something for someone who seems decent, whereas we've been, you know, running around for people who aren't always so kind of, so, I wouldn't say worthy, but just so deserving of being helped, maybe. Okay. Mebit turns as you enter and gives you a skeptical eye. Your path brings you back here, does it, child? I'd imagine she actually could see his hand, but apparently not. I returned with those herbs you wanted. Now maybe you can get this damn bramble patch off my wrist. Is that so? Mebit glances at the barbs that surround your wrist. If so, think it off then. Let's do so.
Updated my journal.
Creaking and snapping, the black barb branches unravel themselves from your wrist and form into a tangled ball of brush and twigs. It looks like a nest of dead black snakes. Mebit snorts. Think it into a picture frame or some such. Something with more structure and less angles. Concentrate on the barb ball, then imagine it as a picture frame. The branch ball creaks, the twigs bending and twisting until the branches have bent themselves into a small picture frame. 2 hand spans on a side. Almost unconsciously, you imagine shape the barbs to the back of the frame so it can be hung from the wall easily. And as an afterthought, you move the remaining barbs to the inside of the frame so it can be picked up from the edges. How's that? Mebit stares at the frame for a moment, then cackles. Ha! Square enough it is. Good work, child, good work. She picks up the frame and scrutinizes it. This'll do nicely. So I think this is kind of like a Karate Kid type thing where she gets us to do a whole bunch of chores, and then it turns out, oh, those chores you did, that was your magic training. Is that all you wanted it for? Aye, well, this is enough, she sniffs. Aye, but there was one thing I forgot to tell you to fetch when you left last time. It'll take you back to the Merchant Square, it will. Look for the cloth seller, Gizcor. He has some rags of mine that he was supposed to wash. And long has it been since I first asked him to do it. I'll go get it. Farewell. Yeah, I think this is do her errands, and then when we're finished, she's going to say, yep, you're a magician already now. Okay, so let's head back then to the cloth seller. I'll just take a quick sip of water. Of course, when I got my water in my hand, these guys decide to attack us. That's not very chivalrous. Right, let's sort you out as well. You know where you can run, so we're gonna. Oh, maybe you can dodge around us. Don't think so though. Get him! Get him! Come on! Yes, nice.
Right.
And 4 commons. But more important, we got ourselves some experience as well. Right now.
Come on, Cutter, come on in here. You want to sleep outside? It's cold out here. Come on inside. We got a warm bed.
Sure, it is cold out, but we need to be heading over this way. It's amazing though how many NPCs there are in the game that, you know, that actually have stories connected to them. I know, like, you know, that's the whole essence of a game like this, but to think that, you know, this game was made, you know, almost 20 years ago now, it really is amazing to see what they could do with what was available at the time. Gizcor turns to you. I Gizcor. He bows and spreads his trembling, scarred hands. I Gizcor. I'm here to pick up someone's wash. Mebit, the midwife. Ragpicker Square. Washcloth. Yes, Mebit, Ragpicker Square. Rag Picker. He taps his fingers as if counting something. I know, I remember. He holds up a trembling finger, as if telling you to wait. Wait for him to fetch the wash. He comes back with a flattened mass of green rags. Thin as paper, yet so stiff they look like they could double as wooden boards. The rags are so caked with a greenish lime starch that they look like it would take years of soaking to relax them. How many times did you clean these? Gizcort washcloth, starch cloth every 5th day. Washcloth, starch cloth every 5th day. His eyes flicker. Gizcor wash many years. Always starch cloth on 5th day. Gizcor's ritual. But they're ruined. Washcloth is Gizcor's ritual. His voice is flat, almost zombie-like. Must starch cloth every 5th day. What's the point of doing it every 5th day when they don't need... Oh, never mind. Just hand them over. Give cloth. He nods, then hands you the rags. They're heavy. It's like carrying an armload of bricks. I'll take them back to Mebit now. Farewell. Okay, let's get ourselves back to Mebit. So, have we been in there? Let's go in there before we go see Mebit.
Come in, Basher. Look here, the finest Toledo blade.
So, Hive Dweller.
All right.
This is just someone's house, is it? Yeah, suppose if we wanted to steal stuff, we could do that in here. Okay, we're not going to steal your stuff, lady, don't worry.
I'm gone.
Okay, we've been in there. But, although I must admit that sometimes it can be frustrating trying to find all the different places you can go, I do prefer that type of thing than to say more modern games where everything has to be highlighted and has to have like a little dot on a map to show you, oh, this is where you're supposed to go. So rusty dagger, bronze ring. That's the same guy, rusty dagger, right? I can't really get to that guy. Okay, and we wanted to go to Ragpicker Square. Thank you.
Hey, Cutter, come on inside and get warm. We'll get you a nice bed.
But yeah, I rather prefer stumbling into stories and quests rather than kind of having it like just everything laid on for us. So there's another door, just 2 more doors up there.
Done.
That's interesting. But we've got stuff to do for Mebit first. Mebit seemed lost in twisting the black branch picture frame you made for her. She's squaring the edges, snapping off some of the barbed seeds on the branches. She suddenly notices you and sets down the frame. Aye, child. I brought your wash. I think Gizcor was a little heavy on the cleaning ritual though. She takes the stacks of starch green rags from you and she examines them critically. At least they won't tear, she sighs, or bend. What was with the cloth merchant Gizcor? His hands were all scarred, and he seemed slow. Mebit is still turning the cloth over in her hands, tapping it with her finger. Well, child, sometimes one burns with the art, and other times the art burns you. Is that what happened to him? Mebet clicks her tongue. Mayhap. There's some for who using the art is like breeding. They strolls about with pointy hats and stinkweed pipes. Then there's hedge wizards and plain touch gypsies and fortune casters and half-seers and midwives who flicker with the art. Them has a harder time of it. And Gizcor was one of them. Mebet nods. Aye, so to speak. In some ways he's no different now than he was. Addicted to habit and ritual he was. She sets down the stiff rags. They clunk as she places them on the floor. Aye. Now, there's one last thing I need from ye, child. Of course, what do you need? Only this. I need some inks for scribbling some ingredients in one of me cookery books. I need ye to fetch some from one of the merchants. Kosajai be her name. Alright then, I'm off, farewell. So I've got to head on
Updated my journal.
back to the square.
Done.
Yeah, so I guess this goal was the lesson of what can happen to you if you're not careful with your magic. Okay, and then down we go.
Come on, Cutter, what are you afraid of? My girls will make you feel like a man.
Done.
It's also kind of amazing to me how this type of game fell out of favor. You know, more kind of more for the likes of, say, like Skyrim and the newer Fallout and that kind of thing, because as I said, I'm a big fan of the older style RPGs, like in the kind of the first two Fallouts, in games like this, and I think like recently it's only been Pillars of Eternity really, of the more modern ones that are kind of more this style than the kind of almost semi, like, you know, like kind of a mixture between like FPS style and with some of the layers that a game like this has, but nowhere near as many. Like, so if you think of things like oh, what's the name of it now? It's gone out of my head. New one's just out.
Can't afford to get caught off guard,
It's
Cutter.
called something
Top of the
Andromeda.
line.
It'll come to me. You probably know it straight away, and I should know it as well. Mass Effect, that's the one. Like games like that where they're really good games, but everything is about like you, and then you got like your hangers on, but it's kind of more, you know, they pick up the pace more in terms of like the fights and stuff like that, like are kind of more important really than doing the investigations and stuff like that. So especially if you look at the new one, where it kind of feels like you know, you're basically playing a first person shooter, and then in between there are just some things that you have to do. But enough of that, let's get on with this. So is this who we're supposed to talk to? Hopefully it was. No, Kosajai be her name, so let's leave her alone. Okay.
Try these spices, sir. Oh, you could just taste them all over here.
Hey, we're being watched, Chief. Just look
That's nice,
natural.
but we're looking for
Casual.
Kosajai. Ah, there we are.
Can't afford to get caught off guard, Cutter. We sell
This
what we top
toothless
of the
old
line.
crone reeks of fish and brine. Spying your approach, she gives you a wide pink smile. Fish, me child. Fish heads, mayhap. Mebbit says you sell ink. She sent me to purchase some. Ink? She chuckles. Nay, sir, I sell no ink. I sell just fish. Are you sure? Mebbit, the midwife from Ragpicker Square, mentioned you specifically. Ha! Well, Kosajai was me dam's name, and me granddam's name, so could be any of us. Yeah, they're both in the dead book, so only this Kosajai matters. No idea what she's on about. Midwife from Picker Square, you say? She thinks for a moment. Don't know her, I don't. So you don't have any ink? Well, I can't say that's much of a surprise. I swear, Mebbit is having me run in circles. Now hold on. You've been my friends not all wrong. I know how you can get ink, but it may not be the ink you're looking for. The ink I'm thinking of bleeds from the gills of a Brogotafin. It does. This Brogotafin. It bleeds ink. She frowns. Aye. Thing is, that fish is not for eating. It's got a horrible taste. Scalds the tongue. You can ask Miriam. She pitches her fish cell down the street a surly way. She cackles. She might have one of them fish you needs on her pole. I'll seek her out then. Farewell. So we've got to look for Miriam.
Updated my journal.
Okay, so said Miriam's a little to the south. So I think we've seen Miriam before. I think she might be down here. Yep, there we are. Oh, and we've got a fight.
Fuck sings true.
Let's sort these fighting guys out. Oh, already run away. Okay, sorry Miriam. We were dealing with some thugs. Well met again, sir. What can I do for ye? Have you heard of a Brogotafin? I was told it bleeds ink from its gills. She blinks and nods. Aye, that fish. That fish is a strange one it is. Not many have heard of it, unless it want to eat it. Difficult to kill. And even in death, it still seems to live. Not many want to latch their teeth around something that still rides. Do you have one?
Updated my journal.
Aye, but the ink, you need something to carry it in. Have you a bowl or a cup perchance? Or a tankard maybe. One of the merchants is selling one. Farewell. So who was it you that was selling tankards or her?
We have the best blades in town.
One of these two. I think it might have been her. Oh, it's not you, definitely. Let's leave you with your games. The grim-looking woman spares you only a brief glance before returning to her rant. Oh, no, that's not her either. Okay, so where was she? Hive Dweller, Craddock. Here, maybe.
Try these spices, sir. Oh, you could just taste them all over here.
The woman smiles warmly as you approach. Hello again, sir. And what would you like to purchase this day, What are you selling right now? I sell plates, cups, jugs, tankards, cutlery and the like, sir. All of quality, sir. The finest. She steps back and lifts the lid of the crate on the wagon behind her. Please look over me goods. Should you have any questions, feel free to ask. I need something to hold ink in. Do you have a tankard or a goblet for sale? She nods. Oh yes, many kinds. They range in price from a few coppers to several hundred. Actually, I'm looking for the cheapest one you have. She raises an eyebrow. She reaches into a crate at her side, then throws a battered looking tankard at you. It is covered in dents, and its handle looks like it is about to fall off. This one looks like it was used on someone's skull. She smiles slightly. It'll do, thanks. Farewell.
Updated my journal.
Okay, cheers for that. Now let's get ourselves down here. And then let's talk to Miriam.
Can't afford to get cut off.
Well met again, good sir. What can I do you for? I bought a tankard. Can I get the ink from the fish in it? She nods and plucks a fish from her pole. It twitches as she grabs it, then starts lashing out as she begins to twist it like a rag. She wrings it until the bluish-black ichor begins to trickle from the fish's gills. When your tankard is almost full, she relaxes her grip and throws the twitching fish into a sack at her side. Thanks and farewell.
Updated my journal.
Okay, and with that farewell, it's probably going to be farewell from us as well. So, from the Nameless One, Dakon, Mort, and Miriam here, it's goodbye, and we really do hope to see all of you next time.